Hi, my name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel, JK Star A Reader. Today I'm doing a Friday Reads. These are the books I want to get to this Friday and into the next week. So let's get going. The first book I have to show you is Fall on Your Knees by Anne Marie MacDonald. So I started this in the summertime but have not had a chance to read much of the book. But now it is fall and a new book is out by this author. So I decided to finally make a commitment to reading this book. And so this is a longer book than I have been reaching for this past year. But now that is the colder months, there is more of a chance for me to be staying at home. So yeah, Fall on Your Knees is a story that follows the Piper sisters as they move from their home in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia, to New York City. It is the 1920s, so it is the Jazz Age as well as the time of the Great War. I am looking forward to finally delving into this book, and hopefully I'll be able to get to the new book soon. Yeah. The next book I have to show you, it is I.Q. by Joe Ide. So I started reading this book a few years ago and found the story to be interesting. It follows the I.Q., which stands for Isaiah Quintabe. He is a high school dropout who has decided to take on investigations that the police won't or cannot pursue. So I look forward to finally getting into this mystery series, and fall is a great time. Even though this is a great way for me to travel vicariously through to warmer climates than where I live right now. So the next book I have to show you, it is How We Fall Apart by Katie Zhao. And so I have read almost to the end of this book, and I have to say it is an interesting story about high school students. They are students at the preparatory school where there are high academic standards. And so as the students gear towards getting placements in post-secondary school, they also have to deal with the issues that arise from being teenagers, having to meet the expectations their parents and teachers have for them, as well as love interests they have, as well as having to compete with each other. The story is about four best friends who have to figure out what led to the death of Janie. Janie is a star student who seems to have gotten her way as much as she can, but each of the students, they have their own secrets that are eventually revealed in the book. So yeah. The next book I have to show you, it is Between Shades of Grey by Rita Sepetys. So I read almost to the end of this book as well, and I found this to be a fascinating read at this current time in history, as there are conflicts taking place in various parts of the world. And this story, it follows 15-year-old Linus, who is taken with her parents and younger brother to a work camp in Siberia where they are forced to do difficult labor. Is the 1940s, and is time of the Second World War. So I found this to be a particularly difficult read in the sense that although the language and storytelling techniques are geared towards younger readers, the use of plain language gives the hardships that the family has to endure particularly um, more difficult to read. The next book I have to show you, it is The Innocents by Michael Crummy. So this is one of two books that I started this past week, and I've only read about 100 pages or so. I read this book in order to take part in a book club discussion that also took place this week. I didn't get to the end of the book, but as far as I can see, as far as I have read, this is a difficult and dreary read that is realistic in its depictions of the rural and isolated communities that were part of Newfoundland life decades ago when the European settlements were still new there. And so I found this to be an interesting read, and I plan to continue as far as I can. Yeah, it deals with a difficult subject, but it I with I have since I have read 3 or 4 other books by Michael Crummy, I do want to complete this one as well. Yeah. And another book I have to show you that I started this past week. It is Empress of All Seasons by Emiko Jean. So this book is a nice contrast to the book that I just showed you, The Innocents by Michael Crummy. So Empress of All Seasons is a book geared towards YA readers, and so I found this to be an interesting story about outsiders, people who are considered yokai or monsters, and them trying to be accepted among the ruling class, I guess. So Mary is a yokai, and she is encouraged by her mother to enter into the competition to become empress. And in order to qualify, she must defeat the challenges in each of the 4 rooms that represent the 4 seasons of the year: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And so so far I've read about 100 pages of this book, and I find it to be interesting and lyrical story that I find compelling, and I want to read. Although I do want to take my time with this book as well, even though there's fast-paced action, there is as I said, lyrical quality to the story as well. The next couple of books are books that I would like to get around to reading, but I'm not sure that I will have time. I'll talk about them anyways, just in case. So the next book I have, it is White Smoke. I've shown this book in an earlier video, but now a couple weeks has passed, and the due date for the library is approaching, and so this is a great time to finally get to read a book by Tiffany D. Jackson. And so I'll just read a little bit of the synopsis to give you a better idea of what this book is about. So here it goes. It says, Marigold is running from ghosts. The phantoms of her old life keep haunting her, but move with her newly blended family from their small California beach town to the embattled Midwestern city of Cedarville might be just the fresh start she needs. Her mom has accepted a new job with the Sterling Foundation, which comes with a free house, one that Mary now has to share with her bratty new stepsister Piper. The renovated picture-perfect house on Maple Street, sitting between dilapidated houses surrounded by wary neighbors, has its secrets. That's only half of the problem. Household items vanish, doors open on their own, lights turn off, shadows walk past rooms, voices can be heard in the halls, and there's a foul smell seeping through the vents which only Mary seems to notice. Worse, Piper keeps talking about a friend who wants Mary gone, but running from ghosts is just a metaphor, right? So there's more to the description, but I'll just leave it there. I look forward to reading this book eventually, hopefully in time for Halloween, if not, maybe later in the year. And one more book to show you, and I guess it's another haunted house book. And so this book is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. So I read one other book by Ruth Ware, and that book was a mystery set in a French mountain ski resort. And so while that was my first book that I read by Ruth Ware, I'm still interested in reading other books by her, and so this is the one that I still have had for a year or so on my shelves, and finally I am getting around to it. So this is a mass market paperback, and it follows Rowan, who stumbles across an ad for a live-in nanny, and seems like the great opportunity for her. And when she arrives at Heatherton Bray House, she is smitten by the luxurious smart house fitted out with all modern conveniences, and by this picture-perfect family. So yeah, I look forward to reading this novel as soon as I can, and hopefully report back. Okay, that is it for me for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!